Welcome to Nirmala Yoga. Hi, so today we're going to run through some hip health exercises that we can do as we get to our yoga mat to make sure that some of the muscles around the hips are already activated before we start going into bigger movements. So bringing it into the very core. So core is going to be really important. We're going to be thinking about using Uddiyana. We're going to be thinking about using the belly muscles to contract in and give strength. And you can pick how long you want to go with it. Start wherever you can do it properly and then build onto it. So the first exercise is strong core, lower back in contact with the floor, sending one leg up to the sky and lowering it down, keeping this action. And maybe you come down to the floor. If this happens, then you've gone too far. If you've got space through here, so make sure that we're strong here. We come down to where we can reach and then bring it all the way back up. Inhaling up, exhale down, strong belly. Inhale up, again, strong belly, Uddiyana Bandha. Make sure the back's nice and long. And use that opposite leg as well. Strong through all four corners of that foot. And getting a nice stability through the hips. Shoulders and hips nice and square. So 25 on one leg, switch it over. Maybe you take a little swish left, right. Strong core, lower back in contact with the floor. Engaged leg, engaged supporting leg. Exhale down, inhale up. Try and open the toes. Have a little bit of a flex or a flaunt. But maybe not pointing, certainly not to begin with, because we really want to feel this stabilized action all the way up the leg. Strong belly. Again, a little windscreen wiper, or maybe the knees come into the chest, whatever works for you. Notice if you get any pains anywhere else, because maybe you've got muscles around the neck and shoulders compensating, maybe even in the jaw. So be aware of what's going on. That's what makes it a yoga practice, right? So, number 2 is very similar. We've still got the same action going on, but you're going to extend out and drop down and bring back into here. Again, inhale up, strong here, back in contact with the floor. And then immediately go into these external rotations. So you might not come out this far. We're coming back to this same beginner position, pretty much the foot's on the inside of the knee. And then you're coming out. Notice that the hips don't roll over to the side. Notice that they don't open up one direction and the other direction. Make sure the back is nice and long. The opposite foot is planted and you're strong, flexing, activated. And you bring it out and make sure you can hold it there. Use hands for support if you need to, or bring the hands to the hips. Once you start feeling that you can stay stabilized at the hips here, you can bring the hands up behind the head. And make sure you have that pause as you come out. That pause so that you're really holding it there and then sweeping it back in. Inhale, exhale, in and out. You find one that works for you. And then you're going to come to this internal rotation. So from this angle, this is what it looks like. Or, so that external rotation was coming out, hips stay square and back in. And then we come to this internal rotation. And you're really trying to take it from the femur. This action here. And then at the end, maybe you give yourself a little hug again. And then do the opposite leg. So even if you've got an issue just on one side of the body, we want to do the exercises on both. Then you're going to find your way into a little pin-up position. So if this is comfortable, you can be here. If not, maybe the head's coming to the floor. And if it's down like this, you might want to just get a pillow or a block and pop it underneath. So if we're here, we can get a nice long stretch onto the side body as well. And then you're going to extend the legs straight out, straight, so you're on a nice long line. Inhaling to come up. Maybe you don't come up this high. Again, make sure it's somewhere that you can hold it. Slowly down. Blade of the foot parallel, coming up and down to be parallel to the floor. So 5 with it straight. So if you're looking at that, that's 0 degrees. And then come forward just a bit, hinging at the hips 15 degrees. About 15 degrees. You could get a protractor if you want. And then again, another 5 right here. If you get pain in the lower back here, then find a modification, or maybe this particular movement isn't for you. And then come forwards 30 degrees for another 5. So here we're trying to really get into those gluteus muscles. We have 3. And then you might find it You can bring it back behind and just stay here with it. Get a nice stretch with the hip flexors, but squeeze the buttocks, squeeze the glutes on that top side, and you might even add a little movement there as well, just so you can really feel your glutes firing up. And it will feel really nice to come into a little twist after that if you've been working those muscles. You're gonna either have the modification of feet down, and then I've got this foot on top of the other foot. We're doing it super slow, coming in and open. And again, have that moment so you can really feel that activation there. If this is easy, then you're gonna bring the feet up and come down and up. You can give some support here. Or maybe you don't want the support and you're going to find a little bit of balance as well. This should be feeling it here. And make sure you're breathing with it as well. Strong in the belly. And a little smile. So when you've done 50 of those, walk up to it. The feet come back down. And then it's a very fine movement. So we're going to have that start position and you're just going to squeeze. And see if you can squeeze just the top side glutes. Just the top side. Pressing as if you're trying to press the groin towards the front. And it can be a really tiny movement, just so we can feel this activation and this active stretch through the groin. So 25 of those, and then you're probably going to like a little twist or maybe a little massage, and then switch it over for the opposite side. Make sure you do anything you need to do in between, and always listen to your body. So if something doesn't feel right today, then maybe today's not the day to do it. If you feel like you can push it a little bit more, then start to add ankle weights. Maybe start off at 0.5 kg on each ankle, and then work your way up to, well, wherever you want to go. So take it easy, build strong foundations. Think about those internal muscles first, rather than the movement. And from there, from those strong foundations, we can really work towards some deep, deep strength. Namaste, beauties. Much love.